Hi folks. What is going on? Why is the chat full? Wow, stream's having trouble. No, we're up. We're not up. Ah, YouTube, come on. Good morning. Are we live? Seemed to be a false start to the stream just then. It is dark. It's early. It's before 6:30. Hi everyone. Sorry, a lot of noise from my printer. And you got 1 minute to go. Yay. But we are... No, just finished. Awesome. Excuse me. Wow. Okay. Good morning, everybody. I don't have coffee. No, I've got my red water, whatever it is. I'm exhausted. Or as we say in Australia, I'm knackered. And for those of you that don't actually know what the real term for knackered means, you should look it up. I'm not actually knackered, but I'm knackered. Yeah, these early mornings are not good, and I've got late nights. Lucozade, that's probably not a bad idea, you know. I need something to give me some energy. Maybe I'll go get some vitamin B soon. Oh boy, hi everyone. My stream says it's bad. So, I don't know what the deal is for you all. I hope the stream is looking okay. But YouTube tells me my stream is bad. So many people in the chat already. I need to say hi to everyone. If I can go back, I'm going to quickly scroll up and just say hi to everyone. So we've got Azzy, wow, TinyPICO Tuesday. It's a lot more than TinyPICO today. A lot more. Michael, I think it's Michael. Oh, please correct me again. Sorry, James. Hey James, how you doing? Hey Yuri. Teletronics. Paul, the Count is here. Woohoo! Wow, lots of chat going on. What's going on? I missed all the chat, sorry. Who else is there? Adam, hello. Hey Adam. Scrolling too quick. My eyes are gone blurry. Hey Chris. Michael, howdy. Andy is here. Graham, hey mate. Jan is here. Colin, hello. Hey Paul. Leo. Greg. Andy Mouse, hello. CG Aces, hello Makers. And Chris, Marketeer Tech. Hello to you all. Oh, now my stream says it's good. Okay, yay. Are we mostly passing the time and talking about Aussies blowing up caps? Did I miss something, did I? Did I miss... Are we talking about the Twitter chat yesterday? Did everyone see the Twitter chat yesterday? That went nuts. So if those that don't know, one person tweeted at me, and you guys, Stefan, asking what cool makers they could follow, right? And so I took a look at his list of... I know, I say Wi-Fi. I'm a Wi-Fi guy. Oh, James is banned from Twitter. Oh, by who? By Twitter? No. So anyway, so he tweeted at me, so I took a look at all the people he was following, and he was only following about 15 or 16 makers. And there was some some obvious people already on there. Great Scott was on there, Bit Looney, Brian Locke was on there. So I gave him a list of like 14 or 15 people that he wasn't already following. And it wasn't exhaustive, for sure. And my plan was never to make it exhaustive. And the next thing I know, people started adding back at me and adding at him, saying, what about these people? What about these people? What are these people? We must have had about 50 or 60 tweets happening with people atting other makers. I never knew there were so many makers on Twitter. I can't follow them all. I can't even get through my tweet list in the morning or in a day anyway. And it just completely blew up. It was crazy. So, so what happened? So EVblog blew up an Asioscope. Oh, I missed it. Oh well. Blow up cats. You don't want to blow up any cats. Oh, okay, also, for those that don't know, big congratulations to Brian Locke and Caroline Locke. They had a little baby girl, Kelly. Yay! It was a makeathon. It was crazy, the amount of tweets. My Twitter feed this morning, like at 5 o'clock in the morning, was still full of people replying and adding more people. Like, seriously, we must have got like a couple of hundred people to follow, and people kept retweeting the same people because they weren't reading back all the way through and stuff, which is totally fine. But it was pretty cool. I think at one stage there was, you know how it, like when you tweet back and it says to this person and X many other people. I think it was up to like 70 something people. No, I don't think Brian's going to be on today. Look, he might pop on. I don't know. I don't think so. I wouldn't blame him if he doesn't. But yes, they had a little baby girl, Kelly. So that's exciting. I have so much to do. I've got so much to do today that I want to try to cover on the stream. Just in general, my days are slammed. I'm trying to get everything ready for the campaign. I'm super close. I'm trying to do other things outside of the TinyPICO stuff, which is, I shouldn't be right now. I need to be focusing. But I'm making good progress. I've got lots of stuff to show. So I think we should just get onto it. I've got some stuff I want to build today. And I've got 2 things I want to build. One of them I need to talk to you about. I'm going to build it to test it, but I don't think I want to ship it in its current form. Anyway. And I've got some other stuff to show. I've got a test jig kind of a test jig to build. Yeah, I don't even know where I'm going to start. Well, where I'm going to start is, let's switch to the camera view. And I might even unplug the camera today and move it around so I can get some work done. We'll see. But I'm going to try to do all this on the stream. Hey, David. Hey, Gerald. If I miss anyone coming in, I'm sorry. Wow, I didn't breathe through any of that. Hey, Sim. Whew. I need to take a breath. I need to have a drink, and then I'll switch cameras. And I'll switch cameras now, and then I'll show you something. So, it's just a prototype. The play shield's not, but the case I'm building is just a prototype. What's our lighting like? Let's have a look at our lighting. Let's make sure that it's nice and bright for everyone. Get our focus. Yeah, that'll do. So this is a prototype case I made for the play shield. That's the buzzy clicking. What's the buzzy clicking? Who's clicking? Bring it closer. No, there's no. Oh, yes. Can you hear that? I got to work out what that is. It only happens with the Arduino IDE. I'm going to have to work that out. Don't know if anyone can hear that. It's from the LCD? No. What? Is it really? Okay, some noise over there. Caps. I didn't have any buzzy clicking on my other shields, but these are new screens I got. Victrix buzz. No. Well, I hope it's not, because otherwise I don't want to have to hack these boards. See if the screen has an inductor on the back. Let's grab another screen. It probably doesn't. Let me grab a screen. So, I hope these screens are good, because I've got over 50 of them that I bought. Now, I was expecting these screens. This is what I ordered, which is still black, and they're the same as what I kind of had before. But what I got was a slightly smaller screen. Not sure if you can see, but the PCBs are quite a bit smaller. And so therefore, my mounting hole doesn't align. Hey, James. Okay, everyone, before I forget, I don't even know if I can paste in here. Let me try this out. I am going to, actually what I'll do, I'm adding James as a moderator. Everyone say hi to James. James has been, he's been in the chat before. I think he was with us last week. James, can you post a link to your YouTube, please? So James is doing some awesome stuff. Hang on, I'm going to bring it up. James, what's your... I'll grab it. Let me do it. I got to find it. How do I do it? I got to go to channel. Open a new window. Okay, I'll do it. Bear with me one moment. So James he's a game dev, which I only found out the other day. He's building a homebrew CPU, like a full-on CPU. Doesn't have 0 videos. He's got 181 subscribers, and he's going through and building a homebrew CPU. So I know other people have done it before. Thanks, Paul. James is our new overlord. Well, he is now because I just made him a mod. Get him to post. Anyway, he's got stacks of videos on making from scratch a pretty full-on CPU. And what was intriguing was his last video, he actually built a diode matrix. I'm not going to click on it. I don't want to get a strike. Hopefully, let's see if we can get James up to 1,000 subs, everyone. Come on. So anyway, he was on the stream last week, and he was the guy that mentioned during the chat that while he was listening, he was doing some really bad soldering, right? I'm not sure if any of you remember. I remember, because I was intrigued about what it was. Anyway, so he was soldering up this diode matrix, which turns out, I didn't know anything about them, was an old way that people used to store like ROMs or I guess just bootloader type data or anything. So it was a different version of a chip. I think it's getting annoying. I can't hear it. I can't even hear it next to me. Okay, I've moved it away. Okay, sorry. We'll talk about the screen in a second. Anyway, so go check out his channel. Can everyone sub, please? I'm going to refresh the page now and see how many subs we got. He was on 181. 189. Okay, well that's 8. That's a start. Duelin's Oink processor. There's different types of processor. Like the clicking's louder. Hang on. Maybe my microphone. Let's see where my microphone is connected to. No. Clicking to the microphone. Use the 3 dots. Go to... Yeah, I did that. I'm on his channel. Can everyone see? Anyway, everyone go subscribe to James's channel. Come on. Let's get him up to... let's get him as high as we can. Teletronics muted me. Damn. Anyway, so let's have a look at these screens. There you go, James. I remembered. Hey, John. Okay, scene camera. Let's find out what's going on in the back of these screens. We're up to 193. Well, let's get him over 200. Come on, guys. Let's have a look at what's on the back of these screens. Not a lot, but really no different to what's on the back of the other ones. Okay, that's the other ones. There does seem to be a diode missing. But, or I don't know if it's missing, because there isn't really one on this other one. Hey Tim, is there a cheaper solution to your GPU problem, the Sonics? Yes, I know, but it's not available in Australia yet, Tim. I've been waiting for it to appear on the Australian store, and it's not out yet, and it's driving me nuts. So that's assuming that the eGPU will even fix my microscope issue, right? It might not. But the nice thing is that whatever I buy, if I buy it from Apple and it doesn't work, I can return it. if I go to the computer shop and just buy the parts I need to build it, and it doesn't fix my microscope issue, I can't return it. D1 place on both. Is there? I'm not looking. Where do you see D1 on both? Oh yeah, there is a D1 there in the middle. Right, okay. Are those ribbons even different? Yeah, well they do look different. Actually, I think they maybe wrap. I don't know. So this is what I got, and if these have a clicking sound, I'm in big trouble because I got like 60 of them. I mean, I can return them. I can get my money back and get new ones, but then yeah, that's a bit of a problem. They're clicking. I don't know how we can solve that. Oh boy, okay. So I thought the clicking was my change to my audio. I didn't know. So do you reckon there's a way that we can change that in software? Wow, that's frustrating. Those slim screens, well, they're nice, except they click. We're up to 203, are we? Excellent. Thank you, everyone. Thanks to all of you that subbed to James' channel. Definitely some good videos. Well, okay. I'm going to have to sort something out. So, okay. Now I'm completely sidetracked. So these are my new play shields. Actually says TinyPICO play shield on the back. And I have an outline footprint for which way the TinyPICO plugs in. And I moved to the amp and the little magnetic buzzer instead of, remember I had the through hole version before on the, this is the dead one that never worked. I worked out why, by the way. There was some cap issues, but whatever happened was whatever LIS H3D I put on there got destroyed as soon as I put it on there. I don't know what the deal was. So remember I put that piezo on. Well, I'm not doing... By the way, that went through the wash and that worked fine. That piezo, I don't know why. And these went through the wash. When I say the wash, ultrasonic cleaner. And these are also fine. They work after going through the wash. These boards haven't gone through the wash, but all my audio boards have. So these are my new... So I built 4 of them yesterday. Ooh, new people. Hey, Barnabas. And what did I miss? Better soldering the last one. Yay, James. Hey, John. Greetings from Houston. Hey, Mike. So, yeah, I'm trying to get everything together for my samples, because I don't want to just send TinyPICO samples out. I also want to send Shield samples out, and I also need to send stuff to Crowd Supply. Hey, DC Allen. So I need to get a bunch of everything that I can ship, which is what I've been working on, which has been the rush to get all my shields ready. So these are the play shields, and they come up really nice and they work. And so I've been playing around with a case for them. Now I'm not sure if you can see, but it shows there 4.12 volts on the battery. It's not quite showing 4.2, I don't know why. But if I pull this out, look at that. It's running off battery. It thinks it's charging. I don't know why. I have to look at my code. Straight away jumps down to 4.07. I'm curious to see how long this is going to run for. But I want to pull it apart to show you. Well, it's really just what you see here. But with a TinyPICO on the back and a battery in there. I might pull it apart. But it's not held together very well. I tried doing it just so it the screws went into the plastic to hold it. And I'm using nylon screws, but it's not working very well. So I've done a redesign of the case. I'm sending out a sample soon. We'll see if the PCBs are getting to an office in China. Oh, ooh, cool. Yes, Brian has a baby girl, Kelly. John? Oh, no, Brian's here. Brian's here! I announced it before, Brian. Brian is in the house. Yay! I told everyone that, yeah, I've got a new daughter, Kelly. I wasn't sure if you'd be on today. So, I've been having some fun building these cases. Not really. I'm trying to print them in one piece. I'm not shipping these with cases, by the way. They take too long to print. But I'll release the design files. So I've got a battery, so it's a TinyPICO. For those that haven't seen, see that blue thing? All my TinyPICOs now ship with an antenna clip to hold the antenna upright for shipping in case some overzealous shipping person decides to sit on the TinyPICO and squish the antenna. So it's just a pull-out clip. It just comes off like that and goes on, and it protects the antenna so it doesn't bend. So this is a, what is it, a 350 milliamp hour battery, and I really want to see how long this goes for. I don't know why it says charging. I'll deal with that. So this is all fixed now, just to show you. Obviously my light sensor's working, the top value, as you can see. And I can also now turn the Wi-Fi on, connect into Wi-Fi. It works. Yay! And turn it off again. Obviously Wi-Fi is going to chew the battery really quickly. So it's Wednesday 7:46, except it's not. I haven't changed the GMT on it. And now it thinks it's 4.12. Yeah, that's right. 4.12 volts. Anyway, I want to see how long this runs for. So I'm going to let it run through the whole stream and see how long it goes for. So it's 6:46 right now. So I'm just going to leave it and see how long it goes. But yes, the screen is clicking. That is really frustrating if all these screens click. So, do you reckon it's something that we can change in software? The refresh rate, maybe? I mean, I can't hear it from where I am now. I've got to get it about here to be able to hear it. Really, that being the entire stream? That beeping? I'll move it away. Can you guys really hear that? Clear the microphone. I'll move it right out of the way. If I put it over here, so I can see it, so I can see it still going. Working 2 hours with that OLED. Hey Julian! It's possible. Don't forget, it's also the Pico is on there, and that chews up some power. There's an IMU on there that chews up power. There's the light sensor. What else is on there? There's an amp, which is turned on. It does beep, by the way, and the sound from it's really good. I should have left it in the case so you could hear it. Hang on, just for a second. I'm just going to reset it. Hear that beep? It's really loud. So the sound's much better than it was before. Anyway, okay, let's put it to the side. We're timing. Wonder how long it lasts if it didn't click. Let me tell you something. It's not going to last very long. I'm going to stab it if it clicks. Okay, so I printed a new case overnight, and this one has, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do this. It's full of support. It's a real pain to print, by the way. And obviously black on the camera doesn't work very well. The clicking stopped with the Wi-Fi on. Did it really? Okay, it's clicking now. Whoa. Did it just turn off? Oh, here it goes. Right, it's not clicking with the Wi-Fi on. So with the Wi-Fi on, it's not clicking. And with the Wi-Fi off, it's clicking. Interesting. Okay, well, I don't know why that is. So there's something for me to look into. Okay, cool. Well, there you go. That's probably why I didn't hear the clicking before. Because I was playing around with Wi-Fi making sure that worked. Remember, there was a problem with the previous Shield that I was using the wrong ADC channel. And so the light sensor stopped working when the Wi-Fi was on. I'm going to just quickly see if I can pull this apart just to have a look to see if this new case design works. Otherwise, I will move on because we've got a lot, as I said, a lot to do today. But I'm really keen because what I've done on these, see if I can get these out. They've got yeah, this is not going to print well. I'm going to have to print this face down. So these have got hex. Come on. I've got to find the right way to print these, if at all. Yeah, they got hex holes at the back for nuts. And so the idea is on these ones is you don't screw them into the plastic. Oh, I hate pulling supports off. Anyway, okay, I'll do this later. But the idea is you screw it through the front with longer screws, and goes that way. And you put nuts at the back, and that'll hold it better, I think. And it sits inside, right? As you can see. And I've also power drain the Wi-Fi, drinking up the stray signals going to the buzzer. Why are there stray signals? I don't get it. Maybe. Is there a bypass cap missing? There's no, I don't have a bypass cap on the screen. I've never needed to. I've used stacks of these or not this. Well, on the back of the board, it doesn't look like there's one missing. I mean, I haven't used this particular model, but I've used stacks of these ones and the blue ones I've got on my test jigs, and I've got like 4 or 5 other display screens. I mean, Matt's got a display screen, and he hasn't mentioned any clicking. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's a bad cap on the back of it. I don't know. And then for the slide switch, I've got a bit of a groove on the side, so it's easy to get to the switch. Are we sure it's the screen? I don't know if it's the screen. It might not even be the screen. It might be the amp and the speaker, because that's new on this. Hey Carl, just flew into Cape Town. Cool. Amplifying buzzer made that noise. Picks up clocks. Great. So, okay, well, there's a couple of caps on there. I don't understand why. So you reckon I might have to put a cap on the signal line? There already is one. There's a 0.1 microfarad cap on the audio line coming in for the amp. Wow, okay, what a mess. Let's just move on. We're going to move on anyway, because if I have to do another design change on that display screen for this, I'm going to be devastated. But it's because that is just... What's a great trick? I use the drinking straw to identify the clicking source. Oh, what, you point it at and listen? Or you touch it? Never heard of that. Hey Robert, if anyone I missed, saying hi to, hello. Got the VCC in ground. Yeah, I've got bypass on the VCC. I've got a 1 and a 10 microfarad as per the instructions. I'll grab that one. There were 2 caps on the amp. And that was that funny noise I was getting ages ago on my very first revision of the amp shield. So do all of those screens click, or is it a problem with the screen, do you reckon, CG Aces? Yeah, Julian could be pulling our leg. Okay, anyway, I'm going to move on. So, I have a new shield that I made. Well, it's not really a shield. It's called a side-by-side by 3, because what a silly name. But that's okay. So this was always my plan to do one of these. I just hadn't got around to it. So it's got a base, and it's basically, you can plug 3 things into it. And here we go. There's one already built. So the idea is you can, let's get a bit closer. You can plug a TinyPICO and 2 shields into it, or whatever you want to do, instead of using breadboards or something. And it's just small, and it's kind of cute. And I'm printing little blue feet for them all. They come in the bag. Well, they actually come on it. So yeah, and these are my finished amp shields. I don't have to pull it out, that's fine. And finished RTC shields. Both work really well. Let's get a bit more light because everything we're looking at is black. Call it the Tiny Trio board. Too late, it's already called the side-by-side by 3. Side-by-side by 3. Yeah, I should have done Pico cubed or something. Anyway, I don't know why I called it this. Must have been in a state of silliness. I wouldn't recommend putting 3 TinyPICOs together because it's going to join all the I/O together. It's not going to give you anything. He says I'm late picking up things to make. I don't. Well, this wasn't done late. This might have been done early. It was always my plan to do one of these. Anyway, so these are, yeah. So it comes with the base and all the headers you need. So they're really cool. But what I want to do, I'm going to use one of these today to make a side-by-side by tree. If all click and why they click, but I came to the conclusion that it's normal for these screens to do that. A bro board. Well, if these screens click, and that's supposed to be that way, that's going to be a problem because I do not want them clicking. I'm going to have to return them or get different screens, I think. That's really frustrating. What I wanted to do was grab one of these without a base for now. Get some of my old jig things, and I want to put some pogo pins on because right now I don't have a shield tester. Obviously the shields are going to ship without the header pins on them. Like they'll come with header pins, but they won't have them soldered in. Side by tree, yeah. That's the Brian Locke joke of fixing the Wi-Fi being on stops it. Yeah, I'll have to look into it. I'll have to find out what it is. Battery still says 4.04 volts. That's pretty good. Can you raise the chat window? Oh, is it chopping off the bottom? It is. Okay. There we go. Sorry about that. If it's a screen, why does it stop in the light? You need to break it down. I'm not scoping it out right now. I'll have to look at it later. I've got other things I need to get done today. So I'll have to look into it another time. And also I don't want to mess around with that because I want to see how long the battery lasts for. So yeah, that'll be another time. So yeah, I want to put together a board that's got some pogos on it so I can test all my shields. Do we want to do that now or should we jump into building? Let's do that later. I don't know if I'm in the mood for doing any hand soldering right now. I feel a bit agitated because of that screen debacle. A little agitated. Okay, maybe a lot agitated. So I feel like doing some surface mount work. So, drink straw, same principle, listen to knocking on a car engine block. What? Okay, so. Not that one. Not that one. Maybe this one. These are OLED screens. I'll be really surprised of course this is the screen and not the speaker. And OLED only won't have low voltage. Dirty tree and a turd. Yeah, okay. I mean, if anyone's got one of those screens, I'm happy for you to look into it. Side by sides. What? What's the interconnect between 3 side by sides? I2C. No, there's no. It's just all the I/O is just connected. They're just everything is pin for pin connected. That's it. Yeah, they're just a pin clone. That's all it is. The idea is not to design. It's not designed to communicate between them. It's designed to just. It's the same as plugging 3 of them into a breadboard. For those that don't want to use a breadboard or don't have a big enough breadboard to plug 3 in, it's just a convenience. These side-by-side boards are going to be just included as part of the shield kit. Like it's not something that. What's if they were stacked? Yeah, as if they were stacked. Yes, exactly like them being stacked. For those that don't want to stack, because not everyone likes to stack. I personally don't like stacking my stuff. I like putting stuff next to each other. Load modules, no problems at my place. Okay, well, yeah, I don't know what it is. So I have new ones of these. Where's my new ones? Should take out the correct ones. 15, 12, 15, yes. So, they're my new IPS screens. They're 128 by 64. And I have a screen. And what else do I need? I think that's it from here. Hello, Mr. Ludgate. You forgot the stream had started. That is okay, mate. That is okay. So I've not even opened these, but I'm pretty sure they are the correct size footprint this time, because I spent a long time making them the correct size footprint by hand, because I could not find any standard type of size at all for this. At least they put the serial number in a spot that's going to be covered now, which is nice of them. Let's get closer. Audio sounds from the display. Ooh, okay, let me just... I'm just saving that for later. Thank you. Hey, Crazy Roops. Doing a blank breakout style shield with holes for prototyping. I'm sure I saw you discussing it on a previous stream. A blank breakout style shield. Yes, that's already done. Have I not showed those? Have I not? These are my prototyping shields. Wow. So, yeah, you mean these ones? Have I not shown these? Interesting, okay. So, yeah, the idea is it's a TinyPICO. It would fit however you do it. I guess it's really up to you. So all the TinyPICOs now are going to ship with... That's an old one, obviously. So it'll ship with male header pins, and it's going to ship with stackable headers. So it's up to you what you want to use. Obviously, if you stick stackable headers in your TinyPICO, then you can put them in a breadboard and you can plug things on top of them. For those that like stacking, and for those that don't like stacking and want to put things next to each other, you've got that option there, or just on a breadboard. Yeah, so that's the final board. I probably could have squeezed some more holes, but I wanted the separation between 3V and ground. So it's got two buttons already connected for 14 and 15, because that's something that most people do when they start prototyping, is they want at least one button on whatever they're building. So this has got two. And there's a reset button broken out as well. Cool. And of course, yeah, you've all seen the Grove shield. They've all been cleaned now through the ultrasonic cleaner. All the flux from the bottom's gone. So yeah, they're the Groves. That is not in focus. So I've just been building packs of everything and getting, like I've got, like everything is now labelled for all the different shields that I'm building, and they've all got cards which I'm getting printed today to go in there. And I'm hoping, well, it can't be tomorrow, it's a public holiday here tomorrow, so I'm hoping Friday I'm going to send out packs of TinyPICOs and shields, like get them all to Crowd Supply and everywhere else that they need to go, and then I'll be able to just photograph everything. The copy for the campaign's already written up, and we're really close. I know I keep saying that. What do you use for the cleaner? Just water? No, I've got an ultrasonic cleaner, and I've shown this before. I've shown this before, but I'm using this stuff, which is water-based stuff for the ultrasonic cleaner. So you can put plastic in it. So everything's matte black, obviously. Yeah, which is a bit of a pain. Looks fantastic, bit of a pain. So like, as I keep saying, I'm really close. What's the process with ultrasonic cleaning? So you just Warm water. My ultrasonic cleaner doesn't have a heater in it, which is fine. You put warm water in it, and you put the cleaning solution. In my case, I'm using a beaker because all my stuff's small and it's a really big ultrasonic cleaner. It's it's a big unit. So I've got warm water in that, and I've got a beaker with the solution in it, and I put all the stuff in the beaker, and it agitates the water really fast, ultrasonic speed, and it just cleans everything off. It's really cool. Yeah, it's great stuff. Don't touch the water with your fingers. Bad. It can shatter your bone density. Hey Scott. Okay, let's. Oh god, I made a mess. I got stuff everywhere. Okay, I have to clean all this up later. So, I'm pretty sure these fit. Let's get back close again because same family. It's as expensive as unobtainium. So if you look at here, that actually lines up. Yay. So we should be able to build one of these today, I'm hoping. And I think this is in the right spot for the screen to be centered. Pity Mr. Dave Darko's not here, because he really wanted to see this. He wanted to see the screen working. So I think we should do this. I'm going to do this. I have a stencil, obviously, because there's no way I'm doing that strip by hand. Well, I can, but I can't on camera. So maybe one day if I get my microscope working. Okay, I need some boards. I need some 1mm boards. 1mm. That's what old TinyPICO boards are good for. Yeah. Is for stenciling. I'm just going to zoom out a bit. I'm going to have to go like this, do it sideways. I'm just going to tape this down to the bench and do it for now. And do it live. I'll try to get it centered. There you go. For anyone that's got OCD. What's the power of ultrasonic cleaner? Is it an industrial one or a regular? No, this is an industrial one. I got it from Alan. Alan lent it to me. He's got two. He uses them for mechanical cleaning, like cleaning mechanical parts. It's a proper one. It's made in Australia. Okay, so here we go. This is just going to be temporary, obviously. Just to do one stencil, because I've only got one screen. Now I do have 10 more of these on the way as a backup, but I really don't think... Hey Helmet! I really don't think I'm going to... They're not going to be part of the campaign. They'll probably be a screen that I release afterwards on Tindy. I've got a few screens I'm going to release afterwards on Tindy. But not part of the campaign. And you might ask me why, and that's because I just... For every shield I do for the campaign is like... adds 4 weeks to like delay. Well, what happened to my focus? Can damage human ears. Is that true? I don't know. I can't hear it. But then I can't... Well, don't put your ear in it. So, too soon? Okay. What was I just saying? Oh, yeah, it just adds a stack of time. And so I'm going to stop now with the ones I've got. I can't see because of the camera. This is going to be frustrating. That light is right, reflecting. The silver. With the gold, it's really easy to see the pads through a stencil, but with the silver, it's not. Cannot see it all. Okay. I have to look at the screen, maybe. I'm not even close. It's black on black. I cannot even see the pads. No, I can't see the pads. Okay, I gotta look at where the writing is. Oh, stick down. Yeah, this is gonna be frustrating. Put aluminium foil behind it. Behind what? Okay, there's gold. Okay, that's the TinyPICO writing. Maybe somewhere around here. Oh my gosh, that is so frustrating. Yeah, there's a bird outside the window somewhere. Oh, focus. Did not like me lifting that up. This is, I can see the lines from the, oh, might have it. Okay, is that it? I think we have it. I think. See, I didn't take any tape out first. Up a T. Big ass. That's not a big stencil. That's a tiny stencil. It's like, that's 120 by 120. Yeah, that's tiny pitch. It's a really, I didn't even cut any tape. Let's see, I can do this with one hand, holding the stencil still. One moment. Okay, I think I got it. I think. Where's my magnifying glass? Okay. I think that looks... good. So as I said, with the gold underneath, much easier to see the stencil. Too bad stencils are not magnetic. I'm not sure how magnetic would help, because the boards aren't magnetic. Okay, anyway. Let's do this. Let's get my stenciling stuff. Okay, I've got two things I'm going to stencil today. Who's calling the golden shot? What? I don't even know what that means. Huge electromagnet under the desk. Yeah, that'll work really well for all the parts I've got. Excuse me. Oh, I just dropped some paste. Okay, here we go. I hope that went in, because I really don't want to. Not even close. That was not even aligned closely. Look at that. It wasn't even close. I thought it was right, but it wasn't. So let's clean that off and try that again. Can everyone see? Whoops. It was nice pasting though. Super nice pasting. Oh boy. Black silk on a black solder. What? Black silk on a black solder mask? Well, it looks really far off, but in real life it was... Anyway, okay, so... Wow. So it's got to come down, down and to the left. That looked like it was on, didn't it? I'm going to need my... I don't even know how I'm going to... I need better lighting. Neighbours wondering what the hell's going on with what. Unexpected alignment. Yeah, this is... Taking it off. So you can see around the transistor, the white lines. That's what I'm trying to align it to. I'm trying to align it to the white lines there. Maybe it's just rotated. So what is the white I'm seeing? The white dots are in the center of those. So the white dots, so there. There. Maybe that's it. Clear stencil would probably help a lot, yes. Okay, I'm going to try this. We'll just keep going till we get it. Ready? Okay, let's try this one. Got it! Got it! Can everyone see that? Okay. Can everyone see this? Okay, I need to just move that to the side and pull this off. Wow. Look at that. There's my stencil jig. Okay. Now obviously I'm just going to hot air this, and I'm going to have to Kapton tape it down and stuff. I should have a drink. I'm going to have a drink. Hey Looney. Wiggle it a bit just as it moves. Okay, I'm just going to clean up my paste before I stick my hand in it. So we're down to 3.94 volts. Is anyone timing? How long has it been? Half an hour? I think, did I say it was 4:46 when I started? I think so. Got some Kapton. I'm going to stick this to a PCB and then stick it on. You're not late. That's okay, Looney. Right, this needs to go this way. Hope I got the pinouts right and it's not folded over the wrong way. That'd be 30 minutes, 45 seconds. Awesome. 31 now. What? So I also need to get some caps and some stuff. So let me just pull this up. I can't even remember what's on this. It's been a while. Hey J-Man. So I've got transistor and I've got a 1K resistor, 22K resistor, what? And a 10K? No caps? That doesn't seem right. Am I missing a cap? Wait. Sorry, you can't even see what I'm looking at. Hey, Station 240. What if I... 1, 2, 3. Am I missing a cap? On this design. Wow, if I've messed the design up, I'll be annoyed. seem to be missing a cap. No, look at the schematic. No, it's not on the underside. There's only parts on one side. That is the underside, that's the bottom. Well, this is going to be an interesting fail. Maybe. We'll see. Oh, anyway. Lucky I'm not shipping these as part of the campaign. Stream lagging. Panic. Just refresh your browser if it's lagging. Oh well. I'm going to have to see what happens. Yeah, is that 22 ohms? That doesn't make a lot of sense if that's 22 ohms. Don't know what I've done. Is somehow my thing got corrupted. No. I can't have missed. I must have got this reference from somewhere. I can't believe I've missed this out. Okay, well I'm going to build it anyway. But that doesn't make sense that that's 22 ohms coming from a going to lead K. What channel were you all subbing to earlier? We were subbing to James' channel. I don't know if I've still got it open. I don't. Can someone relink to James' channel, please? James Sherman. I'm going to do this anyway. Whatever. I've come so far. I'm going to build it. I've got more screens on the way. This could just be the bane of my existence, this screen. It's very possible. Right, I need to tape it down, don't I? I might get the other parts on there first before I tape it, I think. So I'm calling this now, it's going to be a disaster. Weird boy. I've got these. So I just need to get a transistor out. Yeah, I'm a bit weirded out by what I've done on the schematic though. United we stand. Okay. One transistor. I hope that's on straight. It looks mostly straight. And so we've got 10K. Can't tell you how many 10K can you see in there. I've got about 30,000 10K 0603s on hand at the moment because all my boards have got stacks of them on there. Okay, that's a 10K. I can't even see which way the writing is, so sorry folks. Let's pull up. So 1K. Do I even have one? I do have 1Ks. I can't think for the life of me why that's 22 ohms. What 22 ohms would be useful for. Okay, this is a 1. I can turn it around. can't remember where I found this, the reference schematic I was using. 22 ohms, that doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. Don't even know if I've got a 22 ohm. Current limiting of the LED backlight. Yeah, but 22 ohms? Yeah, the time loss is a killer, Looney. Even more than the money. Okay, here's a 22. I've got my book of 0603 passives, which I bought forever ago for my random parts. I've got some 22Rs on there. Writing upside down, all the electrons fall out. Really? Okay. It's not going to work anyway, so, you know, who cares? Who cares if electrons fall out? Maybe 220. Maybe. I can always swap it out. I'll stick a 22 on there. I don't know why I've got 22. I'm perplexed that I don't have a cap on here. I find that a little weird. And I don't know why I don't. I do not know. To see YouTube notifications that you and Sion had subscribed within a few hours of each other. Oh, wow. Okay, time to work out this screen. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it. I'm going to have to tape down the board and the screen, I think. And void. No, what? Did I miss something? Did you at me, John? What message? What message? Sorry, I'm having a bad stream day already. The other crazy Aussie bloke. What have I done? Yet no cap seems very weird. I agree. Hey, Paul. I agree. It seems very weird. Muesli? Really? You're trying to make me hungry. There should definitely be a cap on here. The question is where, and can I bodge one in afterwards? That's the question that I don't know the answer to. So John, can you post your question again? I saw you wrote 220 up there. I don't think it's 220. I can definitely change it. Well, it could have been a typo on my behalf, but I don't know. At this point, I'm second guessing myself on everything I'm doing this morning. That clicking screen's really frustrated me, by the way. Okay, so somehow I need to align this before I stick it down, and then stick it down. It's supposed to go right over the edge. Yeah, it'd be really good if I could do this under a magnifying glass, but I don't have one that I can stick in the middle. It's just got to be close, I think. That could be it. Okay, that might be okay. That looks okay, I think. Going to have issues trying to hot air that ribbon connector. You need to press it down with an iron. Really? Isn't it made out of that Kaptony stuff? I thought you could hot air it. Okay, well maybe I'll iron it first and then I'll Kapton it. Okay, let's try that. Although, isn't an iron going to melt it as well? Like, isn't it going to be the same problem? Putting direct heat from an iron? Or do you want me to iron the exposed ends and then hopefully it'll like touch it with the iron on the exposed ends? Resistor 102, 103. I checked on my pre-made LCD. I've got a pre-made one here as well that's got a cap on there. I just have no idea why I don't have a cap on mine. Don't solder too long. It's wonky. iron the tape, it'll be fine. So then why can't I hot air the tape? I don't get it. There'll be less heat coming from the hot air than it will be from the iron. Anyway, okay, I'll try it. Of course, I'm doing this all without a magnifying glass, so be prepared for me to burn everything to smithereens. I have to turn it around as well, because I'm right-handed. So the plan is, looks straight enough. Yep, very slightly wonky. Yeah, very slightly wonky. It is slightly wonky. I want the screen to be straight. So, like, this is why I'm not doing these shields as part of, actually what I might do is leave that and see if I can rotate the board. That's why I'm not doing the shields as part of the campaign. There's no way I'm hand building these. Just so we're clear. Does that look straight? Is it going to be straight enough? It doesn't look straight because the tape's on an angle. Cork mat. I've got cork mat. But I'm gonna, for the iron I don't need it. For the hot air I will. Oh, the screen ribbons. Sure, John. I'll definitely use my iron. But does that look straight now? I think that looks straight. Or looks straighter anyway. Okay, here we go. So, do you want me to, do I touch the ribbon? Or do I touch the pad next to the ribbon? And do I need to hold, should I hold the ribbon down with tweezers? What's yes mean? I don't understand what's yes an answer to, John? Just drag along the ribbon. Okay, well, here we go. Drag along the ribbon. Doesn't look like it's getting very hot. Okay, maybe. It's not going all the way to the ends though. Like it's kind of going silvery. I really can't see what I'm doing, by the way. By the way, it's a very thin iron tip, which probably doesn't help. Some of them look like it's going across and some of them don't. The lag is too great. That was 30 seconds ago. Right. Should have gone a bigger iron tip. I think that might be soldered, but it's not gone all the way down. Add more flux. Yeah, I don't have a wide edge tip on here. I don't have a wide edge. Yeah. So I hot air now if you have a few down. But I thought the whole issue with the hot air was it was going to affect the ribbon. I need to hot air these other components. I'm going to try to keep it fairly away. We'll see what happens. More flux, more solder, and wick the excess. Well, I don't want to just stick flux on the There's still paste, live paste on there. That OLED won't click. That OLED won't work. Just saying. This probably isn't going to work. I'm just going to hold that there anyway. I'm going to try to be careful and go away. You watch my resistors move off their pads. That'll be really annoying. By the way, I can't even see if it's reflowing from this angle. And this blackboard's going to warm up heaps. Hello? Why is it not even looking like it started? Oh. There we go. See, interestingly, the ones near the OLED, oh, it's not the OLED, to the screen aren't reflowing. It's a little weird. Yeah, and I should have done it on the cork mat. I forgot to move it to the cork mat. That's okay. Well, the components are on. I really don't know what the deal is with the strip. It looks like there's some paste still there. Let's get out the good old Amtech. It's going to be too much paste, but that's okay. Too much flux. This comes out way too fast, this stuff. Much better if it came in a smaller syringe. Can't even push it. Is it not even... Yep, here we go. Too much. It'll be... Okay. It's probably going to end badly. Okay, here we go. I don't particularly want to wick it, but oh, that looks better. That looks better. Except we now have stacks of flux everywhere. Hey, Eric. Who's it? Who's it? I'll clean it off later. Okay, well. It's definitely on. I'm not going to use the term not my neatest words work because I've never done this before. And it's mostly straight. Oops, screen protector glass came off. So, okay, I now need to stick it down with something. Maybe I'll just use blue tack for now. While I get the header pins in. Or maybe I'll just do the header pins first. I need header pins. Whoops. Let's get some header pins. Blue tack. Yeah, I might blue tack it. I need pins, headers, pins. Where are my header pins? Okay. Flux is the elixir of life. 3.83 volts, by the way, folks, in an hour. How long did you say, Julian? You said an hour on this OLED, I think. Fold some tape on itself and stick it down with that. Yeah, okay. I mean, for now, I think what I might do is leave it hanging like this while I put the... You said 2 hours, did you? Okay. Well, you could be right. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it kind of like that for now while I put the header pins in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hope I counted that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that a crack in the display? Don't even... What? There's no crack in the display. Loony. It's not going to work anyway. Let's face it. If it does, it's going to be an absolute fluke at this point. Why is my camera going in and out of focus? Just nothing's going right today. One of those streams. Use a $50 coin next time. Use a half. Hello, After Dark. Hello to anyone that I haven't said hello to. Solve the pin headers on before you position the screen. Yep. That's what I'm doing. Okay. And we're going to use leaded solder. Yay. I have something interesting happening in the solder department soon. So stay tuned for that. I can't tell you yet what it's going to be. Just want to make sure I've got these pushed down far enough. Wouldn't be the first time I've got wonky... Tell us. No. Well, I can tell you that I reached out to a company in China. They didn't contact me. I contacted them to try some of their product. So I'm going to do a review video for them. I asked for it. So I guess it's a sponsorship deal, but prompted by me. But they have some interesting products, and both in the solder paste space and in the solder wire space, which might interest some of you. I have no idea if they sell to the public or not, so I don't even know how that even works, but yeah, if their products are as good as I think they might be, or as they claim they are, I think there'll be a few people on the channel that might be interested in it. But I'm not going to give any more away yet. I want to try it first. I need to get it. They're shipping it hopefully today. Express. Because obviously you want to not ship solder paste slowly. Be paid professional YouTube reviewer. No, I don't want to be a paid reviewer. I mean, I've done stuff for JLC PCB before. But yeah, I'm not actively looking for paid sponsorship or anything. Double tape with foam on it. Yeah, I've got double-sided tape with foam. I've actually got some in my drawer, but it's quite thick. And I don't know if yeah, I don't think I want to do that just now. I need to get some of that thin stuff. Where's my blue tack? I normally have a blob of blue tack sitting around, but maybe it got stuck to something. I'm just going to blue tack it down, I think, for the moment. Yeah, like I use leaded solder for my own stuff, but things I ship, I like using unleaded. But yeah, I don't know, it's just a... Anyway, I don't know when that video is going to happen. I'm kind of busy at the moment, obviously. Doesn't the metal back plate going to short some pins? Well, only if it's touching the pins, but it's not touching any of the pins. But yes, it might. As I said, this might not work. For many, many reasons. And one of them just could be because it's just too small. The same thing from time to time. Approaching companies, that's how I got to do similar reviews. Yeah, it's there's nothing wrong with it. I'm going to try a bit of double-sided this tape just to lift it off. You're right, I don't want to short anything. Have faith it will work. Oh, no, it won't, but that's okay. Hello, HMX. Is that too wide? That was silly. I'm okay with my stuff not necessarily working. I just want to get a small bit just to hold it, and although it might not let me... Interesting. I might not be able to get it off again, will I? If I get a small bit, I'm not going to be able to get it back off. But I want something that can raise it. Okay, you know what? I'm not thinking this through. Kept on tape on the back of the display. It's the sides, not the back, is the problem. The metal sides is going to touch the pins. So I'd have to, yeah. And is it touching the pins? Yeah, it kind of is. So for now, I just want to raise it. I want to have it so I can see it like that. But just leave it like that for now, I think. I think that's what I'm going to do for now. I don't even know if I've got any code to drive this thing. And now would be a good opportunity to use my side-by-side, I think. Tape on the display and PCB, and then stick double-sided tape to that. It doesn't matter for the moment, because obviously if this doesn't fit, then I'm not making them anyway, right? Like, I can't get those header pins any further apart. So, it's taking these off. Coffee that it works first time. Well, it might work first time. It might not. I don't know. What I can tell you is, I'm just going to use this one. 3 point... Still says 3.8 volts. That doesn't sound right. Put that over here. Okay, so... I don't know what code's on this. Oh, we got some light up on the screen action happening. I'm not sure if you all saw that. The backlights come on, which you'd expect. Let's now, I don't even know what code, if I've got any code saved. I probably don't have any code saved. I could probably make some. I'm pretty sure I could use the Adafruit. OLED backlight. It's an IPS panel. I don't know, however it works. There's definitely a backlight on it. Not an OLED then. This is not an OLED. It's one of those RGB IPS panels. So I'm just looking to see if I've made any code already to test this thing. Probably not. Okay, so let me File, open, no, examples. So the Adafruit's got stuff for it. Here we go. So graphic test. And I'll show you what I'm doing just with the code. The screen's been on an... What screen? The OLED? My, what do you call it? Yeah, it's an LCD. Like, they call it an IPS panel, but I don't think it's IPS. It definitely doesn't look like an IPS panel to me, display-wise. Okay, so let's just change the desktop. I'm just using the Adafruit graphics test library. I'm pretty sure I can just use this. I'll have to just change the pins. And the initialization from memory. There's something for a 90 for the... Right, it's the mini. This is the one I want. I don't remember my pins that I used. Let's find out what I used, shall we? It'll just be here. So my reset is reset. GPIO 5 is my data. So DC is 5. You don't worry about the reset. CS is 15. Clock. Actually, no, I don't want that. What am I doing? I'm using the wrong section. So CS is 15. Reset -1, I think. And DC is 5. And that's all I need, isn't it? Because the rest, 18 for clock and 23 for data, is all hardware. So maybe that'll work. Let's try it. Let's compile it. Desktop and cam. Let's see what happens. What's the worst that's gonna happen is it just won't work. Hi Yaz. Yes, I can hear. I have no idea what's going on. Okay, well that's not working. No, it's not a clicky noise. So did I get this right? Oh, hang on. 11,5200. Let's see if we can even. Oops. Let's recompile. Let's see if we get output from it. Wow, I can't type. Try that again. Can you still hear the click? There's no way you can hear the clicking. Ooh. Okay. One more time for good measure. Okay, what are we getting on output? I know what 14 means. We get a hello and initialized. I'm trying to put together a my IPS shield for my TinyPICO. It's just an experiment. It's not something I'm probably going to ship. So I just soldered it together, and now I'm trying to get it working. It's going through its routine. It's got it done, but it doesn't seem to be working. Code needs a redesign. Yeah, this code's terrible. 15 15 and 5. Did I get those right? 5, GPO 5 is DC and 15 is CS. Oops. 5 is DC and 15 is CS. And reset is reset. Well, I can't just plug in a working display. I mean, yeah, I can. I'll have to wire up a working display. But I can do that. Except I need some wires. One second. Like, I'm not expecting this to work. As I said, let's zoom out and let's just go over to desktop. So we've got ground is black, VCC is red, clock will be brown, data will be orange. Could also be my side by side doesn't work, by the way. Pixies are angry. What? So orange is, if I can plug this in, doesn't want to go in. And reset will be yellow. A lot of pins. DC will be green. CS blue. And from memory, the black is the screen. It's got to go to 3 volts as well. That'll be purple. Okay, so I'm going to plug this directly into the side-by-side to see if it works, because I should be able to do ground. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to do this live, except I can't see. I'll put the 3 volts in last. I think that's a good idea, right? SCL, my data is on 23. Take the other screen out. Well, it shouldn't really make any difference. It should be able to drive both. But I can take it out. Okay, data, the next one is... No. That one was clock. Clock is 18. And then next one is data, which is 23. I could have just used a breadboard, by the way. Might have been easier. Reset is reset. I can hear the clicking now, by the way. Nice review tutorial online recently. Let's reset DC. DC is 5. CS is 15. Where is 15? I think you were 15. And then I need 3 volts. I've only got one 3 volt. Oh no, I don't. I can use that one there. So I'm pretty sure 3 volts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I just need to plug the red one into 3 volts. Oops, I lost one. Should have just done this on a breadboard maybe. And 3 volts. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I can get it in. Okay, I've also got nothing happening on here as well. So, that's interesting. Just restart it. So, I've also got the same thing, lit but not showing. So maybe yep, and nothing showing here. Okay, that's interesting. Hey Mark. What am I missing? Am I initializing the wrong thing? 160? No? Breadboard, rule out side by side. Yeah, it might be the side by side. But it should be printing some other stuff in the log. Oh, test initialized. It says 14. Yeah, and the print's done at the end. Just nothing on the screen. I have to think. I can't remember. Well, maybe I don't need the reset. I need a breadboard. Preferably with something not on it. Okay. Recipe does not go to reset pin. It has to be other digital pin. No, I don't think so, CGSs. So obviously I breadboarded this before I designed the board. Okay, I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to move it to a breadboard and make sure it's not my side by side, because that'd suck if it is. Well, I don't see how. Why is he ignoring us? So as I said, this has been breadboarded, and yes, and it says 3.75 volts. It's got stacks of battery left. Must be the clicking. Turn it off and back on again. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna do this again directly to the TinyPICO ground. Ground to ground. Reset to reset. Except I didn't do ground. That was a bit silly. Ground to ground, reset to reset. Three volts. The brown one is SCL clock, which is 18. Data is orange, 23. Assuming this breadboard's any good, by the way. Green is DC, which is 5. And 15 for the blue. And the last one is green, which is also 3 volts. The power is off. What? Res pin to the reset display, and I do believe Ace is correct in that it should go to a digital pin or ignored. Well, either way, I can ignore it or make it go to a digital pin, but so that's not working. So if I unplug the reset, so the reset's not making any difference, and it's set to -1. And I believe that the reset to reset is fine. I'm pretty sure the side-by-side is not mirrored, and I can probe that out. So that's not a problem. This is interesting. What am I missing? This was all prototyped before. Okay, so let's do digital. Let's just, for the argument's sake, do reset on 21. Just for argument's sake. How's the battery holding up? Yeah, it's 3.74 volts. Okay, resets on 21 and still making no difference. Is the power good? Well, yeah. I think so. Yes, it's a known good board. I've been using TinyPICO every day. I had this working on a breadboard, so before I built the board, there's got to be something I'm missing. No, this sketch works. I've used it before. Three, 3, 7, 5. Wait, I'm using the right board config, I hope. Yeah, Pico. I'm using the what code were I was using this code, the Adafruit code. This is the code I was using when I was testing. Bad jumper. I mean, it could be bad. It could be a bad cable. Absolutely. Wouldn't be the first time I've had a bad DuPont cable, or it could be bad breadboard. For sure. Adafruit lib to make it work. No, I didn't modify this library at all. No, this stock library. I've not played around with the 220 by 220 yet. Looney. Yes, kind of weird. Maybe let's eliminate the cables as a problem. I'll get some different cables. Wow, we're running out of time on the stream, folks. It's supposed to be a 2-hour stream, remember? Okay, let's get some cables. Oh, here we go. Of course, I don't have any good color-coded ones, do I? I've got a black. That's a good start. Ground. Ground to ground. Do I have a red one? No, I don't. That's okay. I'll do VCC last. 15 goes to CS. 5 DC goes to DC. Clock goes to 18. Data goes to 23. I'm going to leave reset off for the moment, and black goes to 3 volts, and now do 3 volts goes to the screen. And again, no picture, but let's restart it. Just do a reset. Did that reset? Okay, no picture. Now if I connect the reset, move that over. If I reset that line, reset the board, no picture. That's something weird going on. Bit of version until the solder one is working. Yeah, I pulled it apart, clearly. Ground, 3 volt, 3 volt. Could be this breadboard. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time. CS, DC, reset, SDA. What about GPIO 4? What about 4? I'm not using 4. Am I? I'm not using 4 anywhere. But I would need GPIO 5. You mean use a different I/O? Well, I can, but my other board is comment 49, uncomment 56. 49. Yeah, but I don't want to do software. Really? I don't want to do software SPI. I mean, I can. Data 23, clock is 18. Oh, GPIO 4 for the transistor. Yes, that is true. GPIO 4. Oh! Well, okay, it's working with software. But it's not working with hardware. But it does work with hardware, which is interesting. God, that's slow. Okay, right, so GPIO 4 is to shut off the screen though. I connected that up so you can turn the screen off and save power if you don't want to run it. So in the case of this board, GPIO 4 is not connected at all. But it's pulled up. So just to show you here. So it's pulled up. So it should be on by default. Okay, so I'll try the shield now. Sure. But I don't... Yeah, it should be working with hardware. I've had it... I mean, it's the same pins, right? So... And it's using reset. And just to show you, if I pull the reset out, it doesn't work. See that? It like if I resets out and if I just rebuild it. Give you another tip to try to make it work with hard disk drive. You need to modify the library. No, I shouldn't have to modify anything. I've had this working with hardware a dozen times. Like I've had this screen working stacks of times. Not on my TinyPICO and on my TinyPICO. I don't want to modify the library. I just rebuilt it without the reset pin. And see, it doesn't work. But if I put the reset pin in and then reset it works. So it needs a reset pin connected to the TinyPICO reset pin. But this should be working. Where is he? 2318. Am I missing something? I must be missing something. Must be missing something. That reset was a good find. Which reset? The reset's supposed to be connected. What do you mean? I don't know what you mean by good find. So for some reason the hardware SPI is not working. Oh, I think I know why. Hold on. I think I know why. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I bet you. This is going to be annoying. So I'm going to the hardware, ESP32 hardware. ESP32 variants. Where's Pico? Bet you I've modified the pins here. I bet you I've modified the pins for the TinyPICO on this machine. Yes, I have. Look at that. That should be 18. Oh, I knew I did this. I did this like 7 months ago. It's not using the right hardware pins. Oh! That is annoying. Okay, let's go back to the camera. It's rebuilding. I knew it. Okay, let's see if it works first. Okay, compiling, connecting. Writing. There we go, look at that. Hardware. Bit hard to see the screen. It is going. Choo, choo. Let me go full screen. It's working. Hardware. Okay, now go. Wow. Okay, unplug it. There's always something. Knew that. Would have been. I can't believe I even remembered that, by the way, because I did that when I first started playing around before my Rev 1 TinyPICO. I did that before my Rev 1. That is crazy. Okay, so we still might have a power issue on the board, but let's see if it works. It works. Oops. You said to check the lines. What lines? I didn't see any comment from you, Scott, about checking lines. David Watts is in Japan. Yes, lucky guy. So this is working without a cap, which is quite interesting. Do you want me to check both sockets? Is that what you want? I can do that. If I can get it out without blowing it up. So I'm going to have to restart the TinyPICO. To short the reset line to restart it. There we go. Yep, both work. So side by side works. The clicking. We're at 3.69 volts. I think you're going to be wrong with your 2 hours, Julian, if you're still there. Okay, so the shield works. You know what? We're almost at 2 hours and I haven't even got to the other thing yet. Anyway, so the side-by-side works, which is great. This works. Okay, the question now is, let me just unplug it. What happens if I stick the board down? It's going to short, right? I'm pretty sure it's going to short. I'm just going to blue tack the very... No, I don't want to blue tack the end. I'm going to stick some Kapton just at the end to hold it still. The question is, will it short? If it shorts, am I going to blow up the board? That's the question. Should we risk it? Let's risk. We're going to risk a TinyPICO and this screen and see what happens. Ready? Shall we do it? Yes? Do you want to blow it up or not? Risk it for a Swiss kit. Risk it for a Swiss kit. Okay, here we go. Oh well, didn't short, didn't blow up. That's interesting. Whoa, Graham. Fruit juice for the kids. Thank you, Graham. That's very generous of you. Jiggle it. No, I'm not going to jiggle it. That was enough of a risk. I'm not going to jiggle it. I appreciate that, Graham. Thank you very much, mate. Nasty yellow stripe. Yes. Yes, there is a nasty yellow stripe. So I'm going to have to work out how, if at all... I sound disappointed. I'm surprised more than anything else. You made a bet. Who'd you make a bet with? That it was going to blow up? What? Hey, Berger. Berger. Can't pronounce it. Yeah, so I don't even know how I'd mount this and not have it. I'm just gonna. Okay, I'm gonna short it. I'm gonna wiggle it. See what happens. Okay. Okay, I'm wiggling it. Nothing's happening. How does that work? Maybe it's actually not touching the metal at all. Oh, there's some funky stuff around the edges now. Is there funky stuff around the edges of the pixels? Can you see that? Let me just reset it. See if that goes away. Or is it always there? Can everyone see what I'm talking about? Change lounges at the airport. Just glue a Kapton tape on the back of the screen. Oh, it's staying still. Can everyone see the funky stuff around the edges? That I might just be imagining it. As in, it's there. You see it down the side? I don't know whether that happened when I started mucking around with the edges or not. I want to see if it happens, like if I've damaged the screen or not, is what I'm trying to work out. There's definitely pixels down the side now, which I don't remember seeing, but maybe Don't know. Need a reset button shield. Well, that's what the other shields have got. Most of the other shields, or the Proto shield's got a reset. I thought about putting a reset button on this. I just didn't. And maybe I should have. The Play shield's got a reset button. That's the crack. I don't know what that means. They were there before? It was there with the other screen? Okay, cool. I didn't notice. Maybe it was. Okay, excellent. So, it seems that I could possibly stick it down. The question is, what do I stick it down with? Because this stuff's way too thick. I want to use thin stuff. That's really not good. I don't understand why it's not shorting at all. That really doesn't make any sense. Stick the screen under the microscope. What am I going to stick it under the microscope for? Well, I can't, because you can't see that through the microscope. Oh, right, okay, you just said that. Please read the mention before, Tim. The graphics distortion on the edge is a result from the wrong initialization method. Oh? What wrong initialization method? Which wrong initialization method? You mean in their library, or I've chosen something wrong? I'm pretty sure I'm using the right, or we're using their one, but the flux is protecting the pins. Screen blanking. Wait, what? I'm getting confused. Hey, Alan. How much current does the screen use? I have no idea. Oh, right, so the library is just a bad library? It's possible. I tend to just jump to Adafruit for testing stuff, and I probably shouldn't. Is the backplate really conductive? Well, I don't know. It might not be. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm calling that a win. I'm just going to unplug it. And we're at the 2-hour mark, and I really don't want to do a long stream today, but I've got something else to talk about. Oh, Scott's going. See you, Scott. Catch you later. Thanks for joining. I'm going to call that a win. I don't know how I'm going to stick it down yet. And move that out the way. God, what a mess. I need to just quickly tidy up. You can't see the mess because I've kept the middle clear, but my desk is shocking right now. Give me a second, and I want to show you my next dilemma, and I want some advice from everyone. To verify, use the multimeter. I can, but I want to push on. I need to ask some advice from everyone about another shield that I've made that I'm second guessing myself on what I've done. So, advice from us, yes. Yo, live stream finally. Again, hello. So, I've got... Gotta find it. I don't know where I put it. Right, here we go. So, some of you might know I made another shield. Let me show you. I've not made one yet, and before I make one, well, I need to check that it works. But I want to talk to you about the dilemma. So this shield is an I/O expander shield. God, look at the silk. JLC are really hit and miss in net green tab as the initialization method. Init TR green tab. Okay, I'll look into that, Tim. I don't plan on using that library anyway. Like, it was just a way for me to check whether the screen works or not. I'm sure there are better libraries that I could use for it. And ideally, I want to get a MicroPython library up and running for it. Assuming I even make the shields, I don't know. It might only ever be a 1-off or a 10-off, who knows. Or however many boards that I get. How many boards did I get? 5. So I can make 5 shields. Ran out of silk. Yeah, on a lot of my boards, some of them are really good. Like, look at that. Really nice. And some of them, really terrible. and I don't know what to do about it. I don't want them to remake the boards. It's a waste of boards. Anyway, so this is an I/O expander shield. And so what it is... Can I get closer? Only a little bit. Okay. So it's got room on it for an MCP 23017. It's not smeared. They do it in lines. They use a special silk printer. And you can just see the lines are just really bad. See the lines? It's just badly done. But then you look at the logo next to it and it's perfectly fine. Anyway. So you've got a CP2104 here and an ADS1015. Hang on. Let me just pull that up. Okay, desktop and cam. So, and it's got a top. Yeah, an ADS 1015. But how much can you expect it? It's just random. Like, 'cause some boards are good and some boards are bad. I don't know what the deal is. And the silk on the front's good. And it seems to only happen with my logo. Like, if you look at the back, the rest of the silk is perfect. It just doesn't like something to do with... doesn't like going on, off, or something. I don't know. Yeah, they're using the printer one for these, clearly. Yeah, it's... nothing I can do about it. Anyway, so the idea of this board is you've got... Well, let me just go to here so you can... It's probably easier to see. Oops. So the board has got 16 digital I/O and 4 12-bit ADCs. Better ADCs than what the ESP32's got. Plus I've broken out the interrupt A and B for the two banks on the MCP 23017 and the alert pin on the ADC. These ones with flaws, handmade artisan boards. Well, they're all handmade, right? So they should be charging extra for the handmade ones anyway. For their prices, usually I at least expect consistency is what I want from them. Consistency would be good. So the idea is it's an I/O breakout board that gives you stacks more I/O. Now the TinyPICO's only got 14 I/O broken out. Mainly, and it's really only got... It doesn't have many more than that anyway. It's only got really 16 usable I/O that aren't bootstrapping pins. And I'm using 2 of them for the... What am I even holding that for? I'm using 2 of them for the APA 102. 2 tracks between pins. Ooh, yes, I know. Isn't that dangerous? That was actually done before I worked out that I could route it the other way, or at least on that side. On this side I can't. I've done 2 tracks between pins before. Are you able to use 2 of these boards on the 2x2? Well, here's the thing. Okay, so now I want to talk to you about my dilemma. Okay, let me just go back to here. So I designed 2 versions of this board. And it totally changes the way you use the board, right? Now, as I mentioned earlier, for those that missed it, is every TinyPICO... By the way, we're still at 3.66 volts, Julian. You're about to lose the bet on 2 hours. So, every TinyPICO is going to come with, as I mentioned, male headers and stackable headers. This board requires you to use stackable headers, right? Because once you've got... So the idea is with this is... Where's my staff? Here we go. Is that this board is supposed to have a 12-pin header here, a 12-pin header here, right? And 2 10-pin headers inside. And you plug your TinyPICO in the middle, and you've got access to all the I/O on the outside. Now the problem is, if you use a TinyPICO, let me grab one, that doesn't have stackable headers, then you basically lose all of your headers. So you lose all your I/O on the TinyPICO to get the I/O on the headers, on the sides, which doesn't make a lot of sense, right? But if you've got stackable on your TinyPICO, then you get, obviously, all of the broken out I/O. So, or the alternative is, this gets used in a breadboard where you've got stackable inside here, and then you can access those pins from the breadboard. Now, will this fit on... Let me just take this off. Take this off carefully so I don't whip the screen off. Okay, so this will fit on a side-by-side, but you may be able to get... Yeah, you'll be able to fit one of these on a side-by-side, not two of them. So this will work in a side-by-side to give you TinyPICO and all of the I/O broken out, but only if you use the stackable pins here. So I feel like this board has got a few constraints on it. 2 on the outside sockets. You could fit, yeah, no, well, yes, you could. Why do you need so many I/O? Yes, you could, I guess. You could put 2 of them, 1 on each, and a TinyPICO in the middle. What do you need so much I/O for? Anyway, you got to remember that these are all controlled by I2C. So you need to, obviously, to get the 16 I/O and the 4 ADCs, you need to talk to it via I2C. But that aside, so what I did was, when I was designing this, and by the way, also, there's holes in the bottom, because the idea was that this could have feet on the bottom, right? So it could be standalone. But I designed this, let me show you, as an alternate. But I didn't print it because of the size. Make it. I didn't make it because of the size. But I had a version that has the 2 rows. So the idea is this would work standalone. So you'd have the TinyPICO in the middle. Hey John, welcome back. You have the TinyPICO in the middle. You'd have the TinyPICO's I/O broken out with header pins, and then you'd have the header pins available for the outside. You can create more I/O with I2C chip, right? Yeah, that's what do you mean? Well, that's what these do. That's what the CP210 the 23017 does. It gives you 16 I/O, or the 23008 gives you 8 I/O. And then of course the ADS 1015 gives you 4 12-bit ADCs. So I'm trying to decide, like, I've already got all of these boards made, right? And I've got my parts and I'm ready to build them. I need to test it anyway. So I'm going to build one of these regardless. And I was going to build one on the stream today, but we're kind of running out of time. But I can't decide if the right version of the board should be this one or this one here with the extra row. Yes. Yeah. So that's what I'm... And if I just maybe leave this board out, like I was going to do this for the campaign as well, but I'm thinking, like I'm running out of time. Like if I'm going to get new boards done, it's another week. Forgetting about the money. Obviously I've spent a bit of money. I need to get a new I've got stacks of these boards. How many have I got? So there's 4 on there, and I think I've got 10. So I've got 40 of them. I've got 40 of these boards. Some 1624 expanded chips from LCSC delivered. Don't have parts memorized. Yeah, these are, I don't know, about 24 ones. I've not seen those before. Well, the extra row doesn't hurt even if it's not populated. Well, it would be populated. What do you mean, the extra row? A trilemma. I like the smaller one to stackable headers. Right, Matt likes the small one to stackable headers. I feel like, so my concern is I feel like I'm constraining people to have to work with the TinyPICO a certain way. And maybe I'm overthinking this, so that's why I want your feedback, right? So here's my thoughts. So I get a TinyPICO, like let's say I'm a backer on Crowd Supply. I order a TinyPICO, and I decide to put the male header pins in. Then no, I'm not offering both, Daniel. I need to pick one or the other. Yeah, the smaller form factor is nicer. I agree, but I feel like it's less usable. My concern is, okay, I get the TinyPICO, I put male headers on it because I want to do some stuff with it. And then I get a shield for it that requires stackable headers. What do I do? Like, there's no way you're going to take the header pins off. Is someone really going to try to rip their header pins off their TinyPICO to put stackable headers? I mean, apart from the fact that you're probably, if you're going to try to flux them off, you're going to rip all the parts off the board. I feel like I'm constraining people because of it, right? I think it's no bad thing to use stacking headers and the smaller board. Right, but what's if you haven't put stacking headers on your TinyPICO? Barnabas, sure, but I also feel like if you really need, what do you need the IO for? Like if you're trying to use it in something production-wise, yeah, I don't know. I'll make more money. It's not about making more money. Right, buy a second Pico is another one, but I feel like that's, I don't know. I feel like I'm being underhanded with that, and I'm not trying to. Tell them to buy 2 TinyPICOs. Well, there's going to be a 2-pack of TinyPICOs. I get all that, but I don't want that to be I don't want people to feel like they're being forced into buying 2 TinyPICOs because they need one with one type of header and one with another. Does that make sense? I don't know. That's kind of where I'm feeling. But I've already got these made. Like if I didn't already have them, I probably would go the bigger board. Bog off. I don't know what bog off means. Well, I know what bog off means, but why are you telling me to bog off? Yeah, I don't want people trying to desolder the pins. They'll wreck their TinyPICO. If you try to get flux on that, you're going to destroy the board. You already provide the stacking header. Right, I provide the stacking header, but it means once they've made a decision, and I guess that's the other thing. Are people going to be okay? These are, So, to let everyone know, I've got the tall stacking headers. I've got 11 mil stacking headers. Buy one, get one free. Just pay double the price. Sure. I'll show you why I got the big one. If I can. I've got so many TinyPICOs lying around. Can you make the 2 kinds? Yeah, I don't want to make the 2 kinds and sell the 2 kinds because, yeah, no, that's just confusing. I don't want to make 2 kinds. I want to pick one or the other. So what I've done, so here's a TinyPICO with a JST connector. So what I found was with these 11 mil pins is, check this out. That you can still, probably should have done that at the same time. You can get a TinyPICO and a breadboard with a JST connector there, with the longer pins. There are placed on top and bottom of the shield to break out TinyPICO pins. Place on top and bottom. What do you mean on top and bottom? The only way you could use the TinyPICO pins is if it was a stackable header. So like if you had just normal size header in there to plug your TinyPICO in, you've lost those pins. Sad but true. I buy multiple since I break one anyway. TinyPICOs are going to be $20 US each. So that's, I don't think people are going to be running out and buying multiple of them just in case they break one at the higher price point. Who here has ever been satisfied with the way things were configured? Well, maybe. So, here's the thing, like with... Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I asked Matt the same question if I'm overthinking it. But for me, it's all about presentation. It's all about... I don't want people to feel like they haven't got value for their money. Or value, like, you know what I mean? And it's a tricky one, because of all the other shields I've made, it's quite simple, right? The shields have a specific purpose. And those shields, as the purpose, deliberately take up the pins for you. Where's my camera gone blurry again? But this one is different, because this one is designed to give you something extra on top of. So extra as well as, not instead of. Like, the audio thing, like, it's designed to plug into the top of a TinyPICO or next to a TinyPICO and give you audio and lose everything else, right? Like, that's what shields do. Like, all the Adafruit shields and all the Wemos shields, they're all designed, you plug them in, unless you put stackable headers on them, which you can do, but you plug them in for a single purpose thing. Sell the TinyPICO with only stackable. We've all got standard headers coming out of Aries anyway. Oh, I don't like the idea of that either, though, right? Throw a coin. If you don't like the result, pick the other one. Should be okay for now, if popular later. Pick the most likely scenario. Yes, overthinking it. Thank you. So pick the small one now and make the other one later if there's a demand. So then how do I ship this one? Does this one come with stackable headers for here? Because every shield is going to come with matching whatever it needs, right? It's not Lego. No, it's not Lego, which is the whole point. Because it's not Lego and permanent, I feel like I have to take more care. Sylvia had just been an angel again. I don't know what that just meant. Oh, coffee. Nice. I'll have one, thanks. So do I do it like this? So this board comes with stackable like that. Is that how I do it? Or do I do it the other way around, where I expect the stackable on the TinyPICO? Offer your shields with both headers. No, the shields are only going to come with one set of headers. The TinyPICO will come with two. I'm not providing two sets of headers for every shield because my cost is going to go up dramatically. I mean, headers aren't overly expensive, but we're talking about a lot of headers, right? So I'm not going to, I'd lean to the first. The first one was stackable on this. Stackable on this means you can plug it into here. But then, if you plug it into here, you don't need stackable. You could just do male pins. Ship both. Ship both what? Can you fit horizontal rows of pins between drill holes? Perpendicular to the current ones. Between them? You mean offset? No, no PCB manufacturer is going to stick pins in between those. If I'm going to do that, if I'm going to put extra pins on, I'm just going to go to the wider board. The display shield should be on top and then build below it. Right, that's if you're stacking. But I don't think... Like this can't be stacked onto, because there's things potentially plugging into. Yeah, like I don't know how people are going to use this stuff. Yeah, it's a tricky one. Ship both headers. Yeah, ship both headers on what? On where? I don't want to ship two sets of headers for every TinyPICO and two sets of headers for every shield. It's too expensive. Right, I don't want to be forced to use stackable either. That's my point. That's why I'm going to be shipping 2 types with the TinyPICO, so you can choose stackable or not. The other thing is you can get low profile of these, but I can't find them anywhere. I definitely can't get low profile 10 pins of these. Adafruit sells some low profile ones, but I mean they're not that much lower anyway. Only display or control a terminal, otherwise all stackable. Right, but not everyone likes to stack. Like I personally don't like to stack. If I was, but I also, I don't know. I'm not my target market either, right? Because I build custom PCBs for all my solutions. Okay. And so for people that don't like to stack, I built this. Pico JPEG. What has CG Aces? Oh, there and there. Right, sorry, can't see that. Yeah, but okay. Well, the first problem is that then it's not breadboard friendly. And secondly, how it's that's I don't know. Well, I can't get 10 across there. I need 10 and 10. Otherwise, I'm losing all of the pins on the TinyPICO. Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah. If I was going to do that, like that's confusing for me personally. Like if I was going to do that, I'd do the double. I'd just do this one. If I want the pins broken out, I'm going to go this one. Because that makes the most sense. Then the labels are next to everything and everything's lined up. Well, I don't make a longer board. I made a wider board here. I don't see it. Longer's not going to help me. Somebody liked have a smaller profile. We'll cut the long leads, stackable headers. The shield. They don't want the stackable headers. I'm sure they'll have other headers. It's not a big deal if with the 3x3, but not everyone necessarily going to want to use the 3x3 for their project. What's if someone just wants to plug a TinyPICO in this, right, with here, and have something just that size that goes in there for their project with stack of IO, right? What's if someone just wants to kind of do that? I mean, that adds a lot of size on. I'm trying to be flexible. I guess maybe I'm trying to be too flexible. Ship with no headers, just small note with an affiliate link to Ellie. Yes. Both people saying stick with it, but I'm just reading Paul's comment saying stick with it, but you seem to not like it. For your own peace of mind, do the wide one and eat the cost. It's not even the cost. Like, I'm prepared to eat the cost. It's the time. It's going to delay me another week and a half. Which means it delays everything a week and a half. Right, my advantage is size, and if they then force someone to use this to get their size, then that's... I feel like I'm... that's bigger than going for this. Right? I mean, you got to remember, that looks big on the screen. That's still pretty tiny, comparatively. Did you like your advice? Actually, you know what I want to know is... One second, I'm going to print this. I want to see something. Print it to my... Not to my fax. To my printer. Set scale factor 1. I just want to see something. Must have an end-use vision when you started designing it. Can't you stay close to that vision? No, I don't, because I don't know how people are going to use these. And I did have my vision was fine for all my shields. This one's an interesting one because it's like a reverse shield. And that's what's throwing the spanner in the works. Okay, it's like it's a reverse. 3.6 volts, 3.61 volts still. I can't please everyone, I know. Okay, so I stick to my original suggestion that the board is grand as it is and works stackers on. Yeah. I might just do that. One second, I'm just looking for something. I was just curious to see Time for indicative votes. I'm just curious to see how big, this is the wide one, how big that is compared to a D1 Mini. So it makes the TinyPICO, well, it'd make that board bigger than a D1 Mini, which is interesting overall. But think about what it would give you. So it'd give you 30 digital or it'd give me 34 I/O. Plus all the rest of the features of the TinyPICO. That's pretty cool. Most flexible with both stackable. If needing the expander, you already have more extensive demands based on non-stackable. Sure. Shockingly big. Well, yes, that, okay. Shockingly big. And this one is also technically, it's the same width but longer. I was just curious how big it was. Have to leave. Yeah, such minor problems that keep me up at night. See you, Looney. Take care. Oh, Paul's created a straw poll. Are we doing a vote, are we? Okay, I'm going to put it on the screen. Okay, we're doing a vote. If I need all the I/O, I'll use another micro. Okay, and if that's the case, then maybe this board is useless. I shouldn't be doing this board at all, right? So, you know, maybe I should just abandon this whole idea and forget about it. Because I tend to agree as well. Stackable with the I expander. Okay, so let's find out. I'm going to refrain from voting so far. Let's see if anyone's voting. View results. Got one vote for wide. Could everyone see that link, by the way? Maybe not everyone could see that link. The board is an option, not a restriction. Sure. Okay, that's the straw poll link. For those that want to vote, you want to vote? Right, if you need full expander, you need maximum flexibility. If you need maximum flexibility, that's the wide board, I feel like. That's why I'm kind of torn. Add an option for abandon. Oh, can you do that? Oh, here we go. Lots of voting now. Can you add an extra option? Or is it too late now? There's an option for abandon. I don't see the link. Oh, never mind. I just reposted the link. There's no long option. I don't want to make a long. The long is not going to happen. This is a non-binding vote. 13 votes. Wow. Jeez, this is nuts. By the way, my voltage reading on this might be totally wrong, but it's still going, which is kind of interesting. Are we leaving Europe? Is it Britics? 15 votes. Oh, a couple more wides. Whoa. So we're still going strong. It says 3.6 volts. That can't be. Can't still be 3.6 volts. Wow, and the APA is on at the back. That's going to be sucking juice. I didn't shut that off. That's interesting. So that's going to be sucking a milliamp. At least. Or more, because it's green. Julian resigned a long time ago. It's 9 o'clock. I've been going for 2.5 hours, folks. 52.48 for wide. What? Not that many votes. Oops, what happened? View results. We're still on 15 votes. Measure it with a multimeter. The battery. Those readings were going nuts. Yeah, the last decimal point seems to flicker. That's just the ADC on the ESP32. How you doing the hookup? Let me get my multimeter out. Let's have a look at what it is. What it really is. Thinking you feel unsatisfied about our choice. No, I'm not unsatisfied at all. I just wanted. I didn't want you to make the decision for me. I just wanted to hear your feedback, which I've done. I'm not at all unhappy with the feedback. Don't get me wrong. No, not at all. I didn't expect it to be so split though. Let's pull it out so you can see what the voltage is. If I can hold it still. 3.788. My battery's 3.788, but my code says it is 3.6. Not too bad. I can tweak that. So still got 3.78. I'm always unsatisfied with your choices, Julian. Don't you know that already? Okay, so wow. So there's actually more juice left than what my code is saying. That's a shocker. So you want to revise your estimate to 5 hours, Julian? Got hours yet? Yeah, absolutely. Because you go from like 4.2 down to 3.7 pretty quickly. If that's not a good endorsement for the Play Shield, I don't know what is. Pretty happy with that. Oh, now here's the thing. I didn't show you what I was printing this morning. Let me just give you this white paper. So I was printing stuff this morning. What I'm printing is... Oh, is Amos here? Amos isn't here. You see the sides? I made risers for the screen. So the screen has to sit a little bit higher than it did before because of the height of the buzzer. Click, click, click. Because of the height of the buzzer. So what I did was I printed off some 3D standoffs for them. Because as I mentioned, I've got a hole here for a standoff. And this screen, which is the wider one, fits perfectly with the standoff. But this screen, where's the little one? No, that wasn't the right one. This one, sorry. This one, see that? Oh, you probably can't see with the light. Let me just get something white underneath. You see? Okay, it's in shadow. There we go. See that? So I made a standoff hole so I could stick a 2.5mm and 2.5 riser there. But of course these screens are narrower and I didn't know that when I got them. So they don't line up anymore, which sucks. So I had to design and print these. So I just printed off a bunch of them just this morning for the other ones. Deal under voting 3 times in it. What? John, he can put the same deal under the voting 3 in a... What? What am I talking about? Missed something. A poll to reverse the previous poll. We're only halfway through the stream. No, we're about to finish the stream. Didn't even make it through the whole version you asked for. What whole version? What am I talking about? What are we talking about? I'm so lost on the chat right now. Those are sweet button switches. Are they from LCSC? These little ones here? Yeah, they're just... I might have a few of them. Woo! Yeah, they're from LCSC. You can get them anywhere though. But they're my favourite SMD buttons because they've got a really nice... Not here. Really nice click and feel to them. We won't be able to release the shield until Halloween. If you've now had them. What? Why is that? Is it switched? Okay, up to 18 votes. Narrow still seems the way. What problem is Julian solving with these little dip adapter boards for audio connectors? Makers vote for. What? Right, okay. So, I was going to build one of these on the stream to test it, but I really don't have time, and I'm not going to. Yeah, I made myself a promise. 2 hours. We're already at 2.5. So, yeah. Whoops. I need to put those. Wow. The single row expander, if the PICO is not accessible without stackable, what is the expander achieving as the PICO lines are no longer accessible? That's what I was saying, Helmet. That's my concern with that board. Without the stackable. The other board can work either way. Half an hour to go. No, I'm not doing 3 hours. Not doing 3 hours. Not going to happen. Daughter boards, that's the answer. An order on so I'm going to build a board for a board for a board. Okay, wow. Crazy. So, we're not going to get to see how long this lasts for. Oh, damn, I hit the Wi-Fi. That's going to chew the battery a bit. Oh, not a lot. I was sitting on Wi-Fi for a while because I kept pushing the buttons. Cool. Of course, there's the off switch. I'm not going to use the off switch right now. Judge Andy says, order. Order in the courtroom. So, we've got a mild success today. We've got a shield that works, even without a cap, which is quite shocking. We have a 3x3. For those that missed it, that's the audio shield, which works great. Nice and loud. Come on, focus. I said, come on, focus. That's the RTC shield, which works great. Grove shield. Proto shield. These are all the shields. Except that one is not going to be part of the campaign. If I do them, they'll be after. And what else? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then potentially, oh yeah, the display shield, which will be, yeah. So just to let everyone know what's going to happen with the shields, and it's really just because of the way restrictions for the way crowd supply works. Is Burger going? Catch you later. Thanks for joining. I hope you're well. The play shield will be coming with there'll be a pack with a TinyPICO and a play shield, right? But for the rest of the shields, there's just going to be one pack with all the shields. You won't be able to buy the shields individually on crowd supply. Because crowd supply don't have a way of buying things individually without having to pay shipping for everything, for each item that you put in your cart. Which is a bit of a pain. Anyway, so I'm not going to be able to sell them individually. After the campaign is finished, I'll be able to sell shields individually on Tindy. But you won't be able to say, oh, I want a TinyPICO with this shield and this shield. You can't do that on crowd supply. So there's going to be one deluxe pack that's going to have all the shields. Is there an orange board? There's no orange board. So, obviously, that'll come with the deluxe as well. These will come... So, there's going to be like a single pack, TinyPICO, just for TinyPICO, right? There's going to be a 2-pack of TinyPICOs, and you also get one Proto Shield with it. And there's going to be a 4-pack of TinyPICOs with 2 Proto Shields. Then there's going to be a shield pack. Probably without a TinyPICO. What is the Grove Shield? The Grove Shield is an I2C shield. So it's got 3 I2C Grove connectors. I mean, the connectors are used for multiple things, but these are wired up for I2C. Plus it'll come with a 90-degree header. I'm thinking 90 degrees. Or maybe straight, but probably 90-degree header, so you can also connect. So basically you can connect 4 I2C devices to this. So it's like an I2C bus. When are orders for TinyPICO accepted? Well, as soon as I launch, and these shields are holding up my launch right now. That's the dilemma of this. The issue for this isn't wasting the $40 and getting a new set of boards. The issue is it's another week or week and a half delay to my to the launch of the campaign. That's the dilemma for that. So, okay, votes are 19, and it's still, well, it's getting close. 12-7. Now do orders. It's 12-7, folks. See, that's the problem. That's not quite 50-50, but that's very indecisive, just like I am. No 10-pack of TinyPICO. I'm pretty bad at this. Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to buy a 10-pack of TinyPICOs. If you need a 10-pack of TinyPICOs, you come and speak to me. You don't want to buy them through crowd supply necessarily. Did I say that out loud? It's obviously important for me to get the crowd supply campaign working, like doing as best it can, because that's important for the campaign. But you know, my plan originally was going to be like a TinyPICO with an RTC shield. Oops, wrong camera. It was going to be like a TinyPICO with an RTC shield, right, as a pack, or a TinyPICO with an audio shield as a pack. On each one of these, you have to pay shipping, and you can't group your shipping. So if you put 2 of those in like that, you pay shipping twice. 2 expansion shields, 1 narrow, second width. How? I expected 2 expansion shields. I don't want to make 2 expansion shields. I want to just pick one and go with one. It doesn't make sense to do 2 expansion shields, I don't think. Why would someone choose one over the other? It's just confusing for people. Only 10 bought 50 D1 minis. Sure, but TinyPICOs are going to be a lot more expensive than D1 minis. I don't think you're going to buy 50 TinyPICOs, personally. I'd love for you to buy 50 of them, but like they're not $2.50 boards like D1 minis are. Just shy of 100mm. What? What are we talking about? The wides have it. The wides have it. Has it changed? What? 20? No, it's an extra narrow. Follow your gut on that one and have the board you want to supply. Don't leave yourself with an I knew it moment. I know 1.5 weeks will feel like nothing in 6 months, but I need to... This is all consuming for me. Like this whole process, like I can't explain how much work this is. This is not... It's not like just... Like if I was just going to ship a TinyPICO, it would have been easy and gone ages ago, but I've just made a world of pain and work for myself with the shields and the packaging and the pledge levels and everything else and all the copy I need to write and photography and videos and everything I need to make for it all. And libraries and drivers. Any idea how much they will cost? Yeah, I already said. The TinyPICOs are $20 US each. Yeah, I've mentioned it stacks of times. $20 US each for a single board. Plus shipping. Plus shipping. So it's going to be 27 US dollars, including shipping for the US. And you ready for this? 35 US dollars for one TinyPICO, including shipping anywhere else in the world. 35 US dollars is what that's going to cost. Because of the way Crowd Supply do their shipping. So buying a one-off, obviously, is not very cost effective. Obviously buying 2 off, you only pay shipping once. That's why there's a 2-pack. No worries, Mark. It's all good. Meaning I mentioned it a few times in the past. I actually mentioned it already in this stream, but in the past, I'm not hiding at all. I'm not competing with the Chinese market. I mean, I'm showing the green ones. Do I have another black one? Where's my other black one? I feel bad showing everyone green ones. I got stacks of black ones. So, yeah, I'm not competing with the Chinese market on these. I wish I could, but I can't. Thanks, Death Shaker. So obviously, if you get 2, then you don't pay shipping twice. And again with the 4-pack, you don't pay shipping twice. But if you get, for instance, a 4-pack and a shield pack, then you got to pay shipping twice. because the shield pack has shipping on it and these have shipping on it. Yeah, it's... But I need to get past the campaign. What if Pico plugs from the bottom with a male header? And on the shield is elongated female headers. You mean the other way around? CG Aces, you mean if there's female headers on here, these are the wrong, these are 12s, but that's okay. You mean if the female headers here, and then this plugs in the top with stackable headers. It's the same stackable header thing, right? So that, and then that would plug in like that. I mean, you could do that, sure. Bye, HMX, if you're going later. Huh? What? I'll take 4 and talk to you later. As in, you're leaving? Narrow for production, second for proto. And second should expand like 3 times more pins. What? Narrow for production. Second for proto. And the second should expand like... TinyPICO upside down. Turn the TinyPICO upside down, but then the pins are wrong. How am I going to turn the... That won't plug in that way. Oh, I don't understand how you can... Oh, right, so to flip it upside down... So remake the boards to fix the pins so I can flip it upside down. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Okay. Yeah, I'm all out of advice. No, I appreciate everyone's feedback. Yeah. Okay, well... Yeah. I'll make a decision at some point. Who's trolling? I'm trolling. Hammer headers for the Raspberry Pi. What? Okay, what did I miss? As much as I can, plus all the expansions. Thanks, Chris. Cheers. No, later for the remaining 6+ Picos. Oh, right, okay. Okay, I'm confused. So, pack of 4 costs 85. With shields pack. £85. No, where'd you get £85 with shield pack? Where'd you get that from? I haven't said how much the shield pack is. And €85. I don't know what the euro is compared to the US dollar. Oh, without shield pack. What's the euro compared to the dollar? That is a euro symbol, right? Anyone know? What's the euro compared to the dollar? Let's have a look. So much for me stopping my stream. Okay. So then... I can't remember how much it was... I can't remember how much a 4-pack is. I'm guessing right now. I'm guessing. About 70, maybe €70. Maybe. I can't remember if it was 79 or 85. Even if it was 85... €75. So €10 less. Maybe. Or more. Right, so Adafruit sell the extended headers as options, but I can't do options on Crowd Supply. On Tindy I can. Right, so on Tindy I could let someone say I want a buy any mouse. On Tindy someone can say, okay, I want one of these and I want stackable headers, right? But on Crowd Supply I can't do that. So I need to, what I come up with on Crowd Supply it's all it's going to be. Which is my dilemma. I want to get it right, or get it as right as possible. Okay, yes, everyone's going to go, and it's I've gone longer than I wanted to. Way longer than I wanted to. Bye all. I'm going to go. Thank you all for your feedback and your help. Greatly appreciate it. I'll let you know how... I need to build one of these just to test it anyway. I'll let you know how that goes. And we're still on 3.57 volts, which is more like 3.6. So yeah, this is going to go massive. This is going to be like 4 or 5 hours. How crazy is that? CG had a point. Drop stackers in the shield. Drop stackers in the shield. Then the Pico on top. Layer comes out the bottom. Right, that's what I mentioned before. I mentioned before that you could do that, but then that only works if it's in a breadboard. Like, what are you going to do otherwise? You know, you can only then access the I/O from the bottom through a breadboard. So, yeah, I'm still not sure about that. Okay. Oh, Ben, hello. Did you just get here? I know you're going. Just to make it as simple as possible for those buying it. And include the headers. Yeah, I will make it as simple as I can. Okay, leave it in the front of the camera and Julian will watch as it gets flat. Keep streaming forever. Bye, everyone. Thanks for your feedback. Wait, where did the poll end up? Hang on. Still only 20 votes. Shame. Only 20 votes. And the Narrows win. I'll keep monitoring. If you want to go in and add a vote after the stream finishes, there it is again. Do it. Been there for 30 minutes. You caught the end of the stream. Anyway, otherwise, thank you all. I really appreciate it. Wait. Once again, I've lost my... There it is. Okay, I can stop the stream now. Whatever. God, it's been a terrible stream. I didn't even drink my drink. Catch you later, everyone. Bye. Woohoo!